Good evening, everyone. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're ready for more Monster Train and more Jank and more Champion Pathways, because that's today's plan. Anyways, that said, we got a little ways into it yesterday. We did 3 of the pathways. We did, we did 4. I forgot to update it at the end. I forgot. Well, that's good. Anyway, so we did Wrathful Prince, we did Explosive Sentient, Corruptor, Spine Chief, and Dire Channel, Soul Guard. Dire Channel being one of the more awkward ones, for sure. The others are, well, not too bad. Corruptor is one of the stronger pathways, for sure. Anyways, unless anyone has any specific pathways we want to see, we're just going to work our way through the various ones. That said, what do we want to start with here? We haven't done either. We haven't done any Umbra or any Remnant. I think let's start with Rector. And what do we want to combo with Rector? I'm not going to go for a specific pathway yet, because we haven't done any of them. Burn Bright, we don't need to worry too much about. It's pretty good with just Remnant stuff. And it slots in nicely to basically whatever you want to do, because it's just a big stat stick. Accumulator, we probably don't want with Umbra. It's fine, but we probably don't want that, just because you might run into space considerations. And then Dark Calling could go well with Wormkin if we want to do egg stuff. I don't really like that, though. It works pretty decently with Awoken and Hellhorned. Actually, it's probably best with Hellhorned. Feels like a bit of a cop-out, but I think we're just going to do Remnant with Awoken. I don't want to do the same combos too much. And a lot of these aren't going to matter too much which combo we do. Or at least aren't going to be, like, super necessary. The 2 that really will need, like, a specific combo, at least if they're going to be a major part of the deck, are going to be Reaper Prince and Royalty Queen. Those ones I really do want to mix with Umbra so we have a chance at getting Umbra Stone so they can get Trample. Because otherwise they're just not going to be a major part of our deck. Anyways, what was I doing? I was doing Rector and Awoken, then we'll take the Root Seeds, and we'll go from there. Remnant Host is a cute start. Interesting. Well, I guess let's check this first. I normally look at the artifacts first, but okay. We're gonna take Accumulator and see what we can manage with this. We probably take the Magic Power, because it makes, like, the heal spells a little better. Kind of. We don't have any stings to start, and honestly, I don't tend to build into stings all that often, so we'll take Tempered Talisman. It's not crazy good. We have nothing in our starting set that works with it. It does work with the Cursed Vines. The Worn Grindstone is also kind of cute, since we start with the Dregs, and we have, like, the Remnant Host and all that. I'm still going to take Cursed Vines, though, I think. It just has a lot of nice utility to it. Unfortunately, the extra armor does mess with our plans a little bit, but that's fine. I'm willing to do it because I really do want the... I just want everything, really. We are going to set up top floor because that is the way of the future. And we're just going to get some big, beautiful stats. Okay, let's hit you. And I guess let's hold on to the Dregs for now. definitely mess this up some. There we go. I thought that's basically all we needed to do. Plus, this also makes space for a drag if we really needed it. But we'll see. And then they're not strong enough to kill the drafts, and then that kills basically everything, and then Rector finishes it off. Unfortunately, the drafts burn out, but that's fine. This is expected. Yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to kill these no matter what. That's not totally true. So if you kill him, then you die. You'll kill the second one, and if I make you stronger, you killed that one, and then you can kill that one. So we let one through. It's the best we're going to get out of it. Oh, whoops, that was a mistake. Well, not a big deal. Rector is going to have a ton of HP. We should be able to handle this no problem. Also, I can pull them back up front if I really need to. Which I don't really need to, but we're doing it anyways. Actually, I probably shouldn't have bothered. Yeah, I mean, doesn't really matter. One way or another, we've got this pretty handily. Rector has a ton of HP, and he does a reasonable amount of damage, so he's just gonna beat the boss to death with great disdain. Ta-da! We only took 1 damage from that one clergyman we let through. Wasn't so bad. We don't really need the Hell Drippings. I might take another Remnant Host. Yeah, you know what? Let's take a Remnant Host. Do I want that Restoration Detonation? I'll take it, though I don't know how useful it's gonna be. And then, here's this. I kind of want to do the Wickless Baron, both because it'd be fun to build into a harvest strategy, because that's what we're already going to be doing with Rector, and also because it would still be useful as a fusion onto a Husk Hermit later. Alternatively, we could just take the Husk Hermit now, because that's kind of more important, probably. Nonetheless, we'll take the Baron, and we'll see. Alright. We're gonna go here, because I would love to see either Endless or Multi-Strike. Okay, I'll take the Endless. And there's the Paraffin Enforcer, which we're not gonna do this time. Yeah, we'll skip on that. Paraffin Enforcer is great, and there is a version of this deck where I could run Lady of the House, maybe. But we're not doing it. Mark of Invasion's a little awkward, but we should be fine. Because we definitely have the Vine Grasp, and we have 2 units on turn 1, so, like, we'll be fine. I actually probably should have killed one of these instead, because we were already killing everything up there, but that's fine. Yeah, because now we're letting things through, because I didn't think this through fully. Oh well, fine. Yeah, if I had played this differently, I could have been preventing myself from taking the damage. It's only 1 damage, so it's not like it's a big deal. It is just also incorrect. And unfortunately, they slow down my draws, which is annoying. It's not unexpected, but it is annoying. That's fine. We'll play you out there. Oh, I forgot that I meant to fuse something at that temple. Okay, that's fine. We got temples all down the way. We're not in terrible shape. Alright, just gonna get rid of your stupid minions, so then we don't have to get as many Scourge cards. Not that the Sinner's Burdens are the worst of the Scourges, but they're still not what I'd like to deal with. Especially because I was hoping to hit my Endless Remnant host. Because I can trigger it myself with the Vine Grasp. I could have also put Burnout on it, but it works awkwardly with the Burnout with what I'm planning to do. I also could have done the Entombed Explosive, which may have been a better plan, but nonetheless, here we are. I was sort of tempted to take Paraffin Enforcer so we could power up the drafts every turn before they die, but ultimately it's not a great plan. God, they really want me to have Remnant Hosts. And there's the Wicklash. Do I want the Wicklash? I should want the Wicklash. I think I'm going to skip on it, though. Yeah, we'll skip. There's the Razor Sharp Edge. That I am willing to take. Okay, what do we want here? My big concern right now is not having enough hits for the Divinity Waves. I mean, we're also going to struggle somewhat on being able to build up stats quickly enough, but we've got time to work with that problem. And I think I'm going to have to take double capacity for what I want to do. It would matter less if we get a sweeper or if we get, like, a Animus of Will. I think we're just going to go to the left and look for Multi-Strike, because there's a good chance that this is just, like, the Hollows or, like, Vine Mother or whatever, all of which does nothing for us. Going here gives me options, though. We don't really need the Quick, though it might be useful. I think we're not going to take that, though. We'll definitely take that Multi-Strike, which I'm plenty happy to reroll for. Because that makes my life a lot better. We don't want the Thug. We definitely don't want the Lady of the Reformed. We are going to fuse Remnant Host into the Endless Remnant Host. Intrinsic, not particularly helpful. Plus 30 magic power. I'm willing to do it on this, even though it puts me much higher on shards. Also, I should have checked out the cavern, but... Ooh. Yeah, I wish I had done more HP on him first, but making him small is actually really helpful. Because it means then I don't have to go capacity. And I could still have two of them, because then I could go Rector, double Baron, and then have our Remnant Host. Yeah, and I'm willing to pay for removal, too. I just wish that I'd done the HP. I didn't think I was going to necessarily need that, though. But, hey. Anyway, so we'll get rid of a Steward. And hopefully we draw the... Remnant Host in a reasonable time frame. We at least don't have the Scourge cards weighing us down this time. And even if I do have to deal with Knockback Talus, it's not that big a deal because we have the Vine Grasps. I've also got a number of blocking units, which make this not too bad. All in all, it's reasonably helpful for us. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, let's play you out, I guess. And then we definitely want to buff you because you've got multi-strike, and then you can just die because we don't need dregs right now. We just want to feed our harvest. Unfortunately, there's no double harvest in this game, like no double harvest artifact. There's a double incant and a double extinguish, but no double harvest. And I've got the heal, but it doesn't do anything. We will do this, even though it deprives us of a little bit of harvest scaling. I actually probably should have done it down here, because you're the more threatening thing, but that's fine. By the time you hit top floor, we'll be reasonably powerful, since we're actually gaining a lot of stats off of this Remnant host. And we have the Entombed Explosive here as well already. I just always want to blow it up myself to make sure that we don't have drafts at the end of the turn. I actually don't know if that matters. Either way, it's fine. It also means that they can sit here and block for us, which is nice, and they help us build up a lot more stats before combat. I think it would be fine even if I didn't blow them up myself, but either way, it doesn't matter. We are in good shape as we start building up big, beefy stats. And then our army of drafts hits back. They're doing okay damage right now. The damage later on is going to be meaningless to us. But that's fine. I don't particularly mind. So just to think about this. So attack number 1 would kill you. Then they would all come out. And then they would still die at the end of the turn. I don't really need to hit it myself. I love Remnant Clan so much. I didn't when I first played it, but once I figured it out, I realized it was my kind of gameplay. It's a great clan. I really like playing Remnant. Again, Wormkin has probably surpassed it in my heart, but I still love Remnant quite a bit. It's a very fun clan. It has a lot of good options. It hits some of the same playstyle that I really like from other card games. It's good times. Wormkin's certainly more powerful, but Remnant has lots of versatility. Yeah, I mean, I don't like Wormkin because it's more powerful. I do think it probably is, but saying that, Remnant is still plenty powerful on its own. Remnant only has a few weaknesses. We're definitely taking the Unleash the Wildwood. The Channel Song is also kind of nice, but we're taking... Oh, actually... No, we don't want the Channel Song, because if it hits the Remnant host, that can cause issues. Later on, it's probably fine, but I just don't want to have to mess with it. Yeah, I'm probably fine with taking the Animus here. Yeah, I'm fine. I don't take that. It was either that or we do, like, self-infuse on the Baron. But I didn't think we really needed that. And I would have had to either see one right here or go left for the Hellvent. And I didn't really want to have to do that. And I think just getting the extra multi-strike on, especially because we already filled up his slots. So he gets 3 attacks is going to be plenty for us. Remnant works for me because I typically spend too much time trying to defend my minions, but with Remnant I don't worry about defending them so much. Yeah, I mean, there is that. Okay, so we have a fully set up Baron. We're going to Accumulator 2. The question is, do I want to take the Spell Chain? I think we're actually going to skip on the Spell Chain. Were all 3 Remnant unit choices Enforcer versus Lady of the House? No, I mean, like, one of them was the Baron. I forget what he was versus. Maybe Tycoon. It's probably Baron and Tycoon. But the second one was Paraffin Thug versus Lady of the House, and then it was Paraffin Enforcers, probably Lady of the House. I think it was Lady of the House for that one. And then, yeah, this one was Lady of the Reformed Paraffin Thug. Anyways, a lot of things that we didn't necessarily want to play. But Remnant has a lot of good units. Even Remnant's, like, bad units are still good. It's just that they compete against things that are way stronger. Now, I think we're going to skip on this. As much as I want it. The haste units makes it very dangerous. And, like, yeah, I've got the Vine Grasp, but if any of these is enhanced, then I won't be able to Vine Grasp it in time. And my deck is not guaranteed to be fast enough to scale. That is one of the big problems with the Harvest deck, is it takes a bit of doing before it can get going. I guess we'll play you there. The only problem is that it might block space if we want to also play the Entombed Explosive there. But we didn't get the Entombed Explosive, so. Yeah, this is as was expected, and why we didn't take Heaven's Seal. I probably should have just killed this guy last turn, but I was trying to avoid the Ember Drain and stuff. But here we are. Also, I really just need to draw the Remnant Host, and then everything looks a lot better. May as well do the full heal. And then just get other things out of the way. And we should be fine now. Because now our scaling goes way faster. Obviously, it would have been kind of nice. Oh, and I guess we didn't quite kill you. Well, fine. Obviously, it would be nice to have self-infused Baron, so we'd be getting even more stats. But it's not really necessary. Every time I see you not take Heaven's Seal, I worry that pod people are real and you're an alien clone. Sometimes I'm responsible with my decisions. Just not always. We're going to do this. We'll let that die because I don't really need it alive. I could also just kill it myself, mind you. I could also just kill you to start things off, I guess. Oh, except then it doesn't kill the Remnant Host. I knew there was a reason that I was doing this different ways. Well, mistakes were made. And I suffer for my choices. That's what I get for getting carried away. So, let's do this in the right order. Unfortunately, we get Ember Drained, whatever, it's not that big a deal. We should be fine as is, given that Rector has 300 plus life, and we're also going to block him anyways. And we generate just a lot of HP all the time. Like, that is the real nice thing about accumulators, that you just build up a huge wall. And then by pairing it with the Baron, we also have them naturally gaining HP, so we'll be protected from most things just by virtue of existence. But I need to... yeah, we don't really need those. Memento Mori is actually kind of cute, because we're just killing so many things, but it's so expensive to play, and... I mean, maybe I want it? I think I don't. I think our big concern is just thinning out our deck, but it would be cute if I can get it down to a low cost, because we're killing 5 units a turn, basically. And so that's an extra 50 damage per turn, minimum. I think we still don't want it, though. Yeah, as much as I kind of want to, I don't think it's what we should do. We really just need to thin the deck, and we want to dupe our Baron. And I think we might just want to do that now? Do we want to do that now? It might be nice to do some Merchant of Magicking. But I think it's just more important that we do the dupe now, and I don't have to worry about it. Do I care about Hell Pact? Not really. I mean, I guess we'll still take it in case we see an Awoken Rail Spike. Because that would be nice. I'll greedily take this as well. I'm even considering duping the Remnant Host. Not because it matters. Like, we don't need a second one. We're not going to play it both in the same turn. But just because it would help us draw it faster. And that is actually valuable to us. Okay. We're gonna kill you, even though it gives them armor, which is not ideal, but fine. Yeah, I don't love this, but we're doing it just because I want them out of the deck. I mean, it doesn't really matter once we get the Remnant Host. That's kind of the big thing. Yeah, this was a concern. Now, the thing is, I kind of want to use the Restoration Detonation, but I can't really do that. Yeah, I have some regrets. We'll see how this goes, though. And I probably shouldn't be letting them build up armor. Yeah, this is the issue with a Harvest deck, is if you can't get your Harvest going, you really suffer. Ow, it's a lot of damage for us. I need my fucking Remnant Host. Unfortunately, the Remnant Host also helps them, but it helps me more. And that is the key feature of our existence. Oh, I probably should have done that Entombed Explosive on a lower floor. It's fine! Our triple attacking Barons should reasonably be strong enough now to solve all of our problems in life. Well, here we go. Go forth, my drafts, and perform your great service. Okay, we took a ton of damage, unfortunately, but overall... yeah, we'll still do this here. I was thinking about playing it lower to bug Crystal Cloak, but honestly, not a big deal. Because Rector has, you know, 200 plus life. The Barons each have 100 some life. Or at least they will in mere moments. Yeah, I mean, like, we should be fine. I'm still gonna do this just for the kicks, but I don't at all think it's necessary. Oh, I forgot that they burn out before I mean, whatever. Ta-da! We're beating Crystal Cloak. No big deal. It is still concerning that we took like 50 damage before we got to this point, but it's maybe okay. This is the big reason that we really need to thin the deck so that we can hit that Remnant Host way sooner, because it's such a key part of our deck. I'll take Zap Tap. I will skip on these. The Mortal Entrapment is sort of nice for Divinity, but ultimately should be unnecessary. Kind of. It might be a bit awkward, but we should be able to make it work. Okay, we're going here. The heal is nice. I mostly just wanted the free removals. Yeah, honestly, we'll get rid of an Entombed Explosive. And we're going to greed for the artifact, even though I know we don't need it. We, unfortunately, really don't need these. I guess we'll take that. Interesting. Well, now I kind of wish that I had taken either the Mortal Entrapment or the Memento Mori, or both. Because now we have unlimited energy if we want, basically. I don't think we're gonna care, though. I mean, it still would be nice into patient. I think we'll be okay as is. I think it's probably just more helpful that I thin the deck. Yeah, I think that's just what we're gonna do. It'd also be helpful. Also, I probably shouldn't have spent quite that much, but that's fine. It'd also be helpful if I didn't get Arcus, not Arcus. If I didn't hit more than 150 shards, or 130, however many it takes for patient to get multi-strike. Not multi-strike, trample. God, one of these days I'll say the right word. Because the trample will mess with me to some degree. Also, unfortunately, I'm giving myself a Scourge card here because of this. Which, we're going to do that now. And we'll just play that out, I guess. I don't love my choices. Also, I should have killed one of these, and I didn't because I wasn't thinking about it. Oh, and then I accidentally drew that anyways because I forgot about Zap Tap. Cool. Well, I meant to do other things. Mistakes were made. It's fine. We'll deal. Should have killed the bottom one, but I wasn't thinking about it. It's fine. We'll just play out our shame every turn now. Everything is fine. I just made some mistakes and took unnecessary damage. Unfortunately, I can't play out the Remnant Host this turn up here. And so it shall be played here instead. Just if I played it here, it would daze my whole floor, and that's not acceptable. Okay. Well, there was some shenanigans, but overall, this battle is fine. We don't stack up our power quite as fast as I would like, but overall, we have a reasonably powerful deck. We should be okay. And we already have, like, the full heal, which is nice. We've got a lot of things going for us. We just need to make our deck more consistent, and everything will turn out wonderfully in the end. It is still a bit of a shame that Rector gets so little attack off the Harvest. I mean, it's not worse than the Barons, really, but it's just he ends up with so much HP that it feels so stilted in one direction. But that's fine. Okay. It doesn't really matter who I buff, and honestly, I don't really even need to buff anyone. I would like to get these Root Seeds minus costed so we could play them for free, especially when we draw them mid-turn with the Sap Tap. Look at all those stats. Those beautiful, beautiful stats. Go forth and beat him to death, my crew. Ta-da! Yeah. Alright, and now we can take more draw, which is nice. I don't think we need another Unleash the Wildwood. Adaptive Mutation on Rector is kind of silly. We really don't need it and are not going to use it. The question is, do I want a second Unleash the Wildwood? I think the answer is actually yes. As much as I don't want to clog up my deck, I do have some concerns. And that does help with those concerns. I could also just not take 130 plus shards. Which we all know is the correct decision. But... well, that's fine. Honestly, we're gonna get rid of this Restoration Detonation. We've got the 2 Unleash the Wildwoods, which do everything I need from that, basically. Like, technically it helps with the Sap Tap. I don't care. It doesn't really matter. And it also does damage. It's fine. We don't need it. It's not the important thing. Okay, I'm going to skip on that. As much as I want to take it, realistically, there aren't a lot of artifacts that we'd really strongly benefit from. And, yeah, it would mostly just be a bad idea. Especially because I am definitely better off if I don't give Patient Trample. I think I'm fine either way, but verifiably, it is a worse decision. And that's fine, we'll make do. We don't actually need to hit you this turn if we don't want to. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Because we can't kill these guys because we gave them Spell Shield, or whatever. They have Spell Shield. Like, I can hit this one, but it wouldn't do anything because I'm not going to kill him with the single Vine Grass this turn. And I don't need it to kill him next turn. But the one at the bottom had Spell Shield, which meant that I wasn't gonna kill him in time. Oh, I guess we are not killing you. Interesting. Huh. Well, that was unexpected. There we go. Well, now we'll be strong enough to kill full waves properly. We just need to be a little stronger than we were. It also would help if I were buffing up the Barons in the correct order. We want the front one because we need him to help kill tanks. And then the back one can just clear off whatever remains. Well, unfortunately the Scourge cards get in our way, but whatever. We hit all the key things we needed early in the fight, so it's not a big deal. Go. I definitely want to do the Razor Sharp. None of this matters. We do it because we can, not because we have any actual need to do so. And we watch the team beat them to death. We do what we must because we can. It's a good song. Well, we'll knock off your Spell Shield. Doesn't matter. The only spell we use for damage right now is the Vine Grasp. Look at all those beautiful stats. I am really glad that we picked up Cursed Vines. It has been so useful for us. Like, it's a surprisingly good artifact. It's easy to overlook, but it just brings so much value. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Well, that's fine. We'll just play you out and let you die again. It's not a big deal. I just totally forgot that you were what was on top of our deck because of the ordering. Don't know what to do. Cursed Vines is the one that's creating a Vine Grasp at the start of the turn for us every turn. Although the Vine Grasp has Purge on it, unlike Thorn Fruit, which creates a Sting that does not have Purge. Anyways, it's a 0-cost 3 damage spell that pulls the unit to the front, which just has a lot of utility. If only there were an X spell that did damage. I mean, other than Vent, and more specifically, one that we had right now. Because this would be cute. And I guess there's Forever Consumed. Either way, don't have it. Doesn't actually matter to us. We don't need the Ensnare, I don't think. We're definitely going over here, though the free removals might be nice. Actually, are we doing that? I might just go to the left, dupe the Remnant Host, although then we would hit plus 130 plus shards. Watching the rest of yesterday's stream, I see you enjoyed playing Dire Channel a lot. It was definitely a little stressful. I was always in a position where things were not quite how I want them to be. I was pleased with how it worked out. And in general, I liked that it was a different sort of deck than I normally would build, but yeah, there's a lot of situations where things are not quite comfortable. Long live the Jank, I guess. I mean, that's the motto here. At least when we're playing Monster Train and other deck builders that we are familiar with and have the freedom to explore. Speaking of, I do want to spend more time playing Vault of the Void. I do miss it. Also, I'm so curious what the next class is going to be like, since all the classes in that game are a lot of fun. Anyways, what are we doing? I kind of want to go here because then we can just minus cost things. But I could also just take the removals, get rid of the dregs, remove more of the root seeds. That's also pretty reasonably good for us. I could also make another Remnant Host, but then we'd also go above 130 shards, and then Seraph would have Trample, which is still probably fine, honestly. I think we're going to do that. Definitely don't need... God, they gave us a lot of things that would have allowed us to have played the Memento Mori and whatever the other card was. But I didn't take them. Anyways, we don't need Flicker's Liquor. We don't need Split Anvil. We definitely don't need Waxer Snuffer. If it were double Harvest triggers, yeah, I'd be all about that. But we're already hitting the unit cap. If there were no unit cap, I would happily take that, and we'd end up with 8 drafts instead of 4. But no, we don't need it. Root Split Mask is something to consider, honestly. And Precious Plating is a maybe. 2 times Harvest artifact actually exists. The hype is real. No, unfortunately there is no 2 times Harvest. It'd be nice if there were. And I don't think we want to do this. Yeah, I don't think we do. Because it makes it so we can't kill... We can't kill it with our Vine Grasp anymore. I don't really want that to be the reality. And I have just enough that I can do 1 more. And we'll get rid of another Root Seeds. And then we have a 14-card deck. which means the chances that we draw the Remnant Host right off the bat are actually really high. Do I need to dupe it? I don't think I actually do, because we're not up against Diligent. I'm still gonna do it. We're just gonna do that. We'll see how it works out. It's gonna be a little awkward, but fine. It's gonna be a dead card for us most of the time. The second one, that is, but that's okay. And even then, we didn't draw it turn 1, which is okay, but I was really hoping to. There we go. And then we can start building up some sweet, beautiful power. 15 card deck, pretty impressive, but then only 135 shards. Yeah. I don't really do this. I know we're just buffing Seraph, but that's fine. We're going to gain stats way faster than the damage he can deal, although we are going to be getting a ton of melee weakness, which I could let drop off if we really wanted to. That's okay. Our deck should be more than strong enough for this. Oh no, we're taking 110 damage. However, shall we handle such a thing? Unfortunately, we didn't even get to generate a Vine Grass this turn because her draws were full. Doesn't really matter. We don't need the Vine Grass this turn. Okay, looks like they knocked off the melee weakness, and then we're just going to heal to full because that's why we have the Unleash the Wildwood. Useless nade pick, but you're buffing the second to last one, not the last one. Yeah, that's by design. I wanted to make sure. It doesn't really matter in this battle, but in general, Rector doesn't... Like, he only has one hit, and he doesn't build stats. He doesn't build attack very quickly, I should say. He builds health super fast. Anyways, I wanted to make sure that our front one is able to kill the tanks, and then the back one's able to kill what remains. Because doing it otherwise, we could have our triple attacking guy waste all of his attacks on a single tank and then not be able to kill the whole wave. So that was by design. It doesn't really matter now, which is why I started buffing the back one. But there was a purpose to it. And even then, we could still sort of make some value out of buffing the earlier one, but it's fine. I see, I just suck. Nah, I mean, like, it's the right move most of the time to buff the back one. It's just that in this instance, there was a specific reason to not be doing it. And like I said, once we get far enough in this battle, it doesn't matter either way. It's just earlier in the battle, it does have an effect. I'm pleased that we are able to do the double Remnant host. And by that, I mean the self-infused Remnant host. I like harvest strategies in Remnant. I just don't get to use them all that often because it is definitely weaker with the DLC. Because it just... You can suffer trying to get built up. And the scaling is not as quick as other scaling options in the game. at least most of the time, thanks to the capacity and the unit cap. But I think it's still fun to play around with, and I'm glad we got to do a very harvest-focused deck, not just having Remnant or Rector with Harvest, but having the whole team with Harvest. Also, I'm pleased that we're at 1300 HP, and we're going to be even higher. This is the kind of optimizing that you get with enough power to start doing the game's math in your head. Oof. I do have way too many hours in this game. Patient Seraph valiantly dished out 135 damage. Yeah, he's not that bad once you get to Relentless. Like, the big problem with him is just that he can bust through traditional tanks, and once you hit enough shards, also ruins any, like, chump blocking strategy. But there's plenty of ways to mess with Patient Seraph, and once he gets Relentless, he only has one attack per turn. So he typically, even if you've scaled his attack very high, typically he's still doing less damage per round than any other Seraph. Okay, and now can we... God, once again, we just don't draw it right off the bat. Well, fine. We should still be okay. Because we know we're drawing the other Unleash the Wildwood. And we're drawing the Remnant Host. And so, everything is okay. Yep, there's no reason to hit that now. Not really any reason to do anything else here. So we're not going to worry about it. I could play the other Remnant Host lower and let him soften up some things, but I don't really need to do that. And we should be fine now. The first turn or two was the only, like, real dangerous start to this battle for us. Just because we need to make sure that the Barons didn't die before getting set up. Unfortunately, the Harvest wave is still also going to be a bit of an issue. But by the time we hit that, I think we'll be fine. Yeah, now that I joined at the start of the round to see your point exactly. Yeah. Because, like, by the time we get late on, it doesn't matter. But our Barons don't scale, like, super quickly, so we need to be able to kill the heavies. And we are going to struggle on the next wave, but there's not much we can do about that. It's just a matter of whether I even want to play the Remnant Host or not. I'll make that determination soon. I think the answer is that we're probably better off not playing it, as painful as that is. Because it just gives these guys so much armor. Yeah, I think we're better off just accepting the pain and misery herein. Oh, and we don't have the Vine Grass this turn, which is a shame. Because I would have used the Vine Grass. Because I would have pulled one of these guys up front so they'd be generating less armor for their squad, but it's fine. Anyways, we didn't want to play the Remnant Host because, while it does mean that we are harvesting less, it also means they're not getting an extra 50 armor on every unit. And I really didn't want them to have 50 extra armor on everybody, because that would have been really bad. The Harvest floor is definitely one of the floors. It is typically the floor that people struggle the most on. In the Divinity fight, or especially when they are learning how to be more consistent with the Divinity fight, it tends to be the one that they struggle with, Because it's just way beefier than other floors, and if you make any mistakes, it really punishes you. Oh, you're right. Not just 50 armor. 100, because there was 2 of those guys, and so it's 50 per... Yeah, correct. Either way. Point being, it would have been really fucking bad. It doesn't really matter. We can tank any damage that comes through. Like, that's not an issue. Oh no, all of our poor drafts. Such a travesty. Okay. And thus they're all dead. Am I fine with that? It's a lot of armor. The question is, does it stop me from killing anything? Because it's an extra, what, 75 armor on everybody? I think it's still fine. Yeah, it doesn't change things too much. We're still gonna do this, even though it might mean that we stop dealing damage to Divinity this turn. Depending on... yeah, that's fine. I don't really mind. It just means that we got to a point where we're not killing this guy in a single hit. But that's fine. I still wanted the extra stats. We didn't really need to be playing every single root seed. But I'm not too worried about it. And we didn't generate the Scourge, or not the Scourge card, the Vines this turn, because we didn't have capacity for that. Doesn't matter. Everything's fine. Every single thing is fine. We are going to get Scourge cards next turn. It's not a big deal. I do love that Remnant Host naturally costs 0. It's very nice. Unlike most of the other Tomb units. Go forth, my drafts. Alright. Cool. Not bad. Look at all those beautiful stats. All our big, beefy, beautiful boys. And thus, Divinity suffers, and we harvest his essence. Alright, we did take some damage. That's fine. It was from the harvest wave. We were expecting to take some damage there. Okay. And let's get it on the board. That's not what I meant to click. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. So, that was Accumulator. And thus, we are up to 5 of 36 complete. That was a pretty fun run. Like I said, I'm glad that we actually got to do a full like harvest setup rather than just using Rector as a tank. I mean, that is still what he performed function as, because it's hard to make Accumulator like your main damage source. It stacks up damage at an okay rate, but at least with the DLC enemies, it's just not enough to clear full waves, even if you give him like multi-strike or trample. He just doesn't have the raw damage output for it. If you could infuse him with a Baron, maybe, but even then it would be sort of slow scaling. It'd be cute, though. That'd be fun. And yes, I know there's a mod that lets you do that. Regardless. That's it. What are we playing next? Anyone have any particular champion pathway they want to see? If not, I'm probably going to do one of the Umbra ones, because we haven't done any Umbra yet. Superfood or Icarus? We can do Superfood if that's what you want to see. Sure, we'll do Superfood next. And that said, what do we want to pair Superfood with? There's a lot of ways to make Superfood fun. I mean, you've already got all the powerful Ember Drain stuff in Clan. We could do Remnant, because then we can pass on Burnout 2, and we can also reform Primordium. The only problem is that he doesn't maintain any of his buffs upon being reformed, which is not as exciting as if we were doing something that's actually buffing his stats. Anyways, I definitely lost my train of thought. Hellhorn is another decent one because there's ways to be stacking Rage, which we can then pass on, and you can stack Armor, which you can pass on. And there's some decent things to eat onto. I think we'll probably just do Hellhorned. I'm trying not to do the same clan combos all the times with each champion as well. I'm not being as picky about it as I was with the expert challenges, but anyways, we're going to do Superfood, and we'll do that with Hellhorned. And I think we're doing the torches rather than the implings. Yeah, I mean, capacity is going to be an issue. Although it is really nice to get the imps to just get out of the deck. Do we want the imps? Maybe we want the imps. I don't think we want the imps. The imp is better jank. I mean, I don't think the imps are particularly jank filled, but if you want imps, I'll take the imps. Perils is a good start. Feast is interesting. Feast is much better if we were doing Buffet Primordium. It still can be useful. It's not exactly what we want. But there are ways to make it interesting. Admittedly, I kind of want us to get Apex Imp and then do some Apex Imp things, but Apex Imp is always fun and powerful. Well, the Temper Talisman would have been nice. I mean, we're still taking it. It's actually pretty decent with the Plinks and the Hornbreak. And also Teeth of Gold is bad. As much as I want it to not be bad, it is bad. Oh, and we don't even have Superfood here, so we're going to reroll either way. Because I keep forgetting to check that first. There's Superfood. Okay, what do we have? Ember Cash is cute. We still got the Hornbreaks. Unfortunately, we traded the Perils for the Immortal Trade. Still useful, less useful though. I Okay, we'll take the jack strips. And we'll take the gold. Feast can be good if you get Wretch. I'll be honest, I routinely forget that Wretch is a card that exists. Like, it is one of the cards I am least good at holding in my brain in the entire game. I don't know why, I just don't remember that it's a card. We could eat onto the Impling, which would also get rid of the Ember Drain. I don't think we want that, though. Just gonna do that. Okay, we're just gonna do that, and we're not gonna be fancy, we're just gonna guarantee that dies. Because I want the gold very badly, and we don't really need to worry about most other problems here. So you do that, you'll take damage, that's fine. We're not gonna kill you, basically, no matter what we do. And then the question is, do we want to Immortal Trade? And I think the answer is no. Especially because you create garbage for us, and I don't really want to have to deal with that. Surprisingly, we do get the kill here, which I didn't think we were going to. Alright, and your buddy dies. I'll be honest, I kind of forgot that we had the Excavated Embers. That's fine. We'll make him waste a little bit of his lifesteal, and then we will beat him to death. It may look like we're not winning, but that's because we hadn't played out our cards yet. We'll have early jack trips because there's no point in taking a mid-game beyond. It still has some uses late game. They're just much rarer, but being able to get rid of damage shields on enemies is really nice. And it can also soften up enemies into some easier breakpoints. Like, there's a couple enemies that... Like, if you put plus 20 magic power on a Torch, you'll only be doing 22 damage, but if you get the jack strip so that it's dealing a little bit of extra damage, it can help you kill enemies that have, like, 25-ish HP without having to worry about them. We will take the Prismal Dust. We'll take the Welder Helper, I think. And we badly want a unit. Horned Warrior's not a bad one. Okay. Do we want to do Endless Welder Helper? The answer is probably yes on the Endless Welder Helper. It's not absolutely necessary if we end up going damage shields. And, like, we are doing full superfood, so we are going to be hitting the 4 damage shield start. So I don't know that the Welder Helper is so necessary. I was kind of hoping we'd see Intrinsic here for the Prismal Dust. Also, to be honest, I kind of want to do Spell Chain on the Ember Cache. It's not actually useful, though. Or at least not necessary. The Magic Power is kind of nice for the Horn Breaks, but honestly, it's a waste because it already has Piercing, and so we could just give it plus 10 from a normal Merchant of Magic. It's just, do I actually need the Welder Helper? That's just the question. And I'm trying to imagine all the situations. And really what it comes down to is, if we hit Apex Imp, yeah, Welder Helper would be absolutely fantastic for us. And if we don't hit Apex Imp, then I suspect the answer is we don't need it. But it still might be nice to have. Especially if we did other things. I'm gonna do it. I don't know that I really need to do it, and it feels like a bit of a waste, but we're gonna do it. And there's a large stone, which we're not going to take, though it has some uses for us. Okay. Yeah, give me that unit draft. Yeah, get fucking jack stripped, you fuckers. I did kind of want to put the armor on Primordium. Doesn't really matter. Here we are. I wish we had some actual attack buffs too, but alas, we don't. Not yet. We need ways to buff our attack, and we are currently lacking those, and it is concerning for sure. Yeah, I don't think playing out the imp does anything extra for us. Because he's already dying in a single hit. On the off chance. No, I was hoping that it might kill one of them so we'd get one less Cinder's Burden, but it's fine. And she only takes one hit from the pyre. Playing the second imp wouldn't have changed that. I mean, either way, once we get here, everything's perfectly fine. Ta-da, doesn't matter. Which is we have no damage buffs currently, and I would really love to change that. I am not taking Making of a Morsel as our damage buff. Okay. Well, then. And of course, we don't have a temple until after fucking Talos. Alright. So, here's the deal. Taking Ritual Battle is kind of nice because we can play it multiple times in a battle, which does really help with our current situation, i.e. beating Talos. Secondly, I mean, it's unwieldy to play, which is annoying, but it's still nice. Secondly, we can potentially put Intrinsic on it, and then, like, minus cost it, and then we could get some Rage onto Primordium on turn 1, which is really nice, because it helps negate our big current problems. Option number 2 is we take the Fledgling Imp, we put it onto the Welder Helper, which makes for a powerful thing, especially because it lets us buff both the... Well, it lets us buff all of our units, but at the moment that means the Horned Warrior and Primordium. And so it'd be putting buff on both our unit, but then also on a Primordium, who then feed it back onto our unit, which would be nice and would be powerful, but we're really contingent upon drawing that early, because unless we hit Reg, or if we get Cheater's Hand so we can hold on to Primordium for a couple turns, there's a good chance that we're not going to draw the Imp until after it matters. I lean towards taking the Ritual Battle here. I think, even though it hurts me to skip on the Fledgling Imp, I'm gonna take the Horned Warrior as a backup plan. Okay. Well, they really want me to have Horned Warriors, no, don't they? Okay. Fine. Stygian... And we're doing the Awoken, because we want the Wildwood Tome. Yeah. Yeah. Because even if we got something from Remnant that would let us reform Primordium, then he would come back with Burnout and he would just kill whatever we had it on. Wildwood Tome is nuts. It's useful for us for sure. It's not absolutely necessary, but it is useful. Problem is I really need to be able to buff. And I was considering not playing you currently. But we'll see. We'll see what we can do. And I forgot that it's Dazed Talus. I was thinking it was Knockback Talus for some reason. Yeah, well, here we are. Okay. The Quick at least helps with Dazed Talos, which is nice. We're going to do that just so we can... Also, I didn't take this into account, but that's fine. We're doing that so we can block hits. I do want to play the Prismal Dust, but I wanted to save it for later. And unfortunately, I forgot that that means I can't use the Ritual Battle this turn, which is a pain in the ass. Just kill you. God, I really needed that Ritual Battle, though. Okay, we got problems. At least we got a bit of defense up here, but... There we go. Well, not the cleanest. And unfortunately, the Ritual Battle ended up not mattering, and therefore I feel like we should have just taken the Fledgling Imp, but here we are. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. We'll see what we can do. And then there was Umbra Stone. Do I need the Steelworker? It's kind of cute. We're going to skip it, though, and we're going to go with the greedy play that we've already agreed to. Don't need the Hellvent, kind of. We're just going to go here. Double stack. Okay, this is a good start. Yeah, we're gonna do this. I did want Intrinsic for the Ritual Battle too, but this was more important. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine enough. Okay, now we're going to do that. Okay, I have a deck in mind. We have all the pieces we need for our deck. And this is being sacrificed onto the Horned Warrior. And so here's the concerning part, is that we are now have the fragile Horned Warrior. But we are going to be giving damage shields onto him a fair bit. We have the potential to be giving armor to him, though I don't super care about the Blood or Helper currently, and we haven't built towards that quite well yet. Honestly, these are worthless for us. There's a lot of things that are not great for us, but these are actively worthless for us right now, because We cannot take health damage anymore. Yeah, anyways, here we are. I need to remove more things. I think we're willing to pay to remove one more right now. Because the sooner we draw things we care about, the better. And, like, we really do need to draw things we care about. So here we go. I do want the artifacts. The spikes is actually really bad for us. So we're going to skip it, as much as I don't want to, but we have a lot of shards, and we have some concerning situations. So we're not going to do that. And do I care about the trample? I think we're just going to go with the defense right now, because I think that's more important to me. I tried. I really wanted the money. It would have been really nice. Unfortunately, we just didn't get it at the time that mattered. Want to take Stalwart Snack, unless you're aiming... the challenge is that we are committing to the full champion pathway. So, this time we're doing superfood, and that means we can't mix it with anything else. Otherwise, yeah, Stalwart Snack would be good for us. That said, level 2 and 3 superfood are not bad. Getting the extra damage shields is really nice. But yes, specifically for the challenge we're doing, we can't take anything else. I guess we'll just do this. It doesn't really matter, but fine. Well, we took a tiny bit of damage on this fight, but once we get to the boss, we just hit him for, you know, 520 damage-ish a turn. I see. I thought it was like, as long as the majority of the path is one, but if it's purest, makes sense. Yeah. It's pure champion pathways. Otherwise, it would make a lot of things easier. Ooh. I do want the Void Binding, but it's not really totally feasible for us to take. If we had gotten this down to 0 cost... So is it set up here that this champ is supposed to be eaten by someone and make them awesome? You don't know this one? Yeah, that's what this champion does. They have terrible stats on their own, but they have a unique effect where they function basically like morsels do, where they will be eaten by the front unit every turn. And then they have 3 different things. Basically, instead of morsels, which pass on a specific amount of stats, like +1/+1, or +5/+5, whatever, Primordium passes on its maximum attack and HP. So if you enhance Primordium stats, then it will pass on more stats when it's eaten. Additionally, Superfood, the one we're doing right now, also passes on all of its status effects. So, like, if you give Primordium Multi-Strike, he'll pass on Multi-Strike. If you give him Damage Shields, he'll pass on Damage Shields, Armor, Quick, Trample, Burnout, etc. And so you can do some really cool things with that. I love Void Binding. Honestly, it's like cheating. I just remove as many cards as I can at that point. Like, Void Binding is very good. It's one of my favorite cards, and I think it's a card that people overlook far more often than they should. It's just that the concern here is that we don't have... Like, we can't get Perils at this point. There's not many alternate Ember sources we can make use of. It's somewhat unlikely that we'd hit Holdover for the Void Binding. We have a lot of cards to remove, and by taking it, it means that we can't use the Ritual Battle anymore. But still kind of want it because it solves so many problems for us. I think we still probably want to take it. Let's look at the map, because that's what I should be doing. So we were going to go to the Merchant of Steel. That's not absolutely necessary, but I kind of just wanted the free removals. Could go to the Merchant of Magic instead. We'd also get some money, which would be nice. There is a Hellvent. I was going to Hellvent the Ritual of Battle. But we could dupe the Void Binding there. Could make another Void Binding here. I think that's what we're going to do. I think we'll do it. And then all this is nice, but we're just not going to worry about it. Okay. Alright, I'm willing to do this, even though I kind of want the free removals. Yeah, we want that, actually. How many temples do we have left? 2. Okay. I'm willing to do this here. Because if we do happen to hit Spell Chain, it's almost as good as hitting Holdover for us. Because then we could have at least 2 of them that have Spell Chain. And so we'd be able to play out, 2 every time it shows up instead of 1, which is good. It's not perfect, but it's fine. We are going to do this. And we're going to waste... There's the Holdover. Which I wouldn't have been able to afford no matter what I did, but it would have been nice. Because then I could copy all the Void Bindings with Holdover. Which is what I was hoping for when I came here. Alright, we're going to take more things because we're going to. Also, I suppose technically we have an alternate Ember Source in that... yeah, this is a little greedy, but we can do it. I suppose we have an alternate Ember Source and that we do technically have the Ember Cache, but that doesn't really work for us right now. Oh, I forgot that we have double summon triggers. Alright, so that happens. And then we play you out, then we play you out, and then we're going to just do that and give you even more damage shields. Unfortunately, your damage shields are not a summon trigger. I wish they were, because then we'd get even more damage shields. Alas, fine. Yep. And then Jack Strips makes the rest of things easy. Okay. Yeah, unsurprisingly, we're not killing you, which is the problem that we currently face in our life. Oof. And you actually get a little bit of extra rage from killing the imp, which is not ideal. Ugh. Well, we have health to burn, but not ideal. Okay, I'm willing to do that now. It's not perfect. We're going to get rid of you so that we'll have an easier time next turn. Although I suppose we had Trample anyways. Okay, unfortunately we can't use the Ritual Battle. It actually probably was better to just not use the Void Binding, but that's fine. I wanted the extra damage shields. We've got plenty of armor though as well, so it's not like that's a major concern. We'll make him use up a tiny bit of his lifesteal. Not that that's gonna matter a whole ton to us. Alright, and then we just do this, and everything's grand and wonderful. And then we beat him to death with impunity. Like, we don't do a ton of damage every turn, but we do a reasonable amount. And more to the point, we had 12 damage shields going into Relentless, so it's fine. Okay. Absolutely not. Spike of the Hellhorn is bad, Rage Serum is also terrible, and Branding Right, while a good card, kills our Horned Warrior. So, it's also unnecessary right now, but more to the point, it kills the Horned Warrior. Alright. Yep, absolutely want the Wing Steel. Alright, so let's get rid of another thing. And let's go a little nutty on shards. We could have just taken the ritual battles, but we are well past that point in our life. Okay, we're not going to have energy ever, but we won't have to deal with the Scourge dudes. That's the point. And eventually we'll get Wildwood Tome, and that'll be nice as well. No, we don't quite kill you. Oh, it's so annoying. I mean, we're only going to have to suffer the Scourge for one turn, because the Jack Strips kills them off, but still not ideal. Oof, yeah, this is not great. Ow. Yeah, we just don't have the damage output yet, which doesn't surprise me. It does disappoint me, but it doesn't surprise me. Well, we're bleeding out a little bit, but fine. We might need to reset just because this guy does hurt very badly, and so does his compatriot. Yeah, I just can't really deal with that. Okay, let's try that again. Well, unsurprisingly, that really suffered. Because we have a lot of shards, and the Scourge cards are bad for us, and there's a lot of problems. We're gonna kill you. I actually probably should have played out the Train Steward there, just to get it out of the way. Oh, I didn't realize I wasn't gonna be able to kill you. Well, fine. That's annoying, because we still end up getting 2 Scourge things. Okay, at least your daze is finally worn off. And then being able to use the Ritual Battle is very useful and important to us. I was really hoping it was going to kill the back guy, so I wouldn't have to worry about that. But overall, we're in reasonable shape. Because as long as we're able to do our scaling, like, we have a good damage output. It's just getting there. And Arcus only attacks once a turn, so the amount of damage shields we have on should be more than enough. And in fact, we're just going to go nuts. We don't get to use the Ritual Battle anymore, but we'll generate more damage shields, and that should be all we need. Plus, we have the Excavated Embers, so I was reasonably confident we might actually get to play it at least one more time, or play out some other things. Yeah, sure. Let's play out some minions. Oh, you're gonna die. And had I thought about that, I could have dodged the Ember Drain. Doesn't really matter. We Ember Drained ourselves anyways. Yeah, whatever. We get the kill here. That's what matters. Ta-da! We just can't really use the Void Bindings yet, but we'll be able to fix things soon. Well, there's the -2. Unfortunately, no intrinsic. There's superfood. It would be so nice to take Stalwart Snack, but we're not doing it. Alright, so. We're going to do it like this. Where we're going to minus cost that one. I would love to do that, but I can't really do that. I could do it kind of on there. If I take the -2 for this, I could, but either we're not gonna worry about that. I have so many cards to remove still. I don't really need that welder helper. There's a lot of things I don't need. Well, we'll see. It would be nice to hit Intrinsic. Spell Chain would also be nice, but overall, we are now in a much, much stronger state than we were mere moments before. And just being able to finally remove some cards from our deck helps a ton. Well, this is concerning, but here we are. Gonna have 5 damage shields. The problem is that we still need to be able to kill these guys first. But I could also kill them with Plinks, maybe. Less helpful than one may have assumed. Okay, that's all I need. So I think we'll just chill out with that. Yeah, I guess we're gonna do that so we lose slightly less damage shields. Because that is important to me. It's a little less important once we hit the Wildwood Tome. There we go. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't leaking anything, especially because the Shade Wings hit for a whole lot of damage. Unfortunately, I can't make use of the Ritual Battle, which is a shame. I was kind of hoping that we'd hit Lightstone Casing and then we'd be able to play it, or get one more minus cost on it and then be able to play it. Alas, it's fine. We've made our deck plenty workable now that we have a ton of Void Bindings. Which is all all the defense we need. Oh no, it's the hardest boss in the game. However, shall we manage? I mean, his guys behind do hit a lot of times, which is a little concerning, but it doesn't matter. Because we still have plenty of damage shields, and we do enough damage that we should be able to kill the boss before it matters. If we weren't Ember Drained to Oblivion, we'd be able to kill them with targeted spells, but it does not matter. It's just that if we did less damage, and that drew, and we had to drag that on for longer, then it would be a concern. Nope, don't need those. Would have been cute if we went a very different route, but we don't need it. We're definitely going here. We never did end up getting your second upgrade, did we? Yeah, we didn't. But it doesn't matter, because this is where we want to go, for sure. Cute. Not necessary. Oh, I wanted to see if there's intrinsic here. Nope. And unfortunately that -2 doesn't matter unless we hit the Lightstone casing. Do I care about the armor? I think the answer is no. I was tempted to fuse things together and then remove them. I thought about doing that before, but I didn't do it. More holdover, you say? I don't think it matters to do the start with armor. That's kind of cute. I think we might care more about just getting cards out of our deck, though. Okay. Now, I kind of want to dupe the Furnace Tap, but realistically, I think it's just more important that we dupe the Void Binding. Like, we've already got Trample, we've already got other things. It doesn't tons matter. Hello, Edwin, how you been? Okay, our deck is still fairly thick, but we just need to hit some things early. I guess we'll do this. I could have done Remove Consume on that, had I thought about it. I even had the money for it, it just didn't occur to me to do it. I guess we may as well make this cost 0, and then Stronger. Tired, but okay. I definitely feel you on that. I have been sleeping weird hours and been sleeping too much and have not accomplished nearly the things I wanted to this week. But that's okay. Sometimes that's just life. I don't really want to give them armor, but I also don't want it on my main floor, so we're gonna play this here. And it's a bad idea because we're not stacking up power yet, and I probably shouldn't do it. Okay, but now there's this, so we should be in reasonable shape. Okay, well, maybe we're not in reasonable shape, because I did give these guys a lot of armor, and that's maybe, perhaps, a bad idea. There we go. Thank you, Edwin. Oh, I appreciate it. Alright, well, now that we are just void binding deck, like, we're in good shape. I guess I could have played you in front, and that was technically better. Doesn't really matter. Thanks for subscribing. I really do appreciate it. Okay. Well, Zap doesn't really matter, because we're just going to overpower it with our grand and glorious might. And our deck is reasonably thin now. It's a bit of a shame that we didn't get the remove consume on the Ember Cache. It doesn't really matter, but it would have been cute. I do like Ember Cache a fair bit, even though I don't get to utilize it all that often. Oh no, we've been sapped. However shall we manage? It's hard to even see our things just because all of our stacks go so far down. But we've got minus 60, but we're also gaining 300 attack from the rage, so it doesn't matter. Okay, and we have so many damage shields. We're never going to be in danger. Poor Ritual Battle. It was a great pickup for us, and it did help us out on a number of rings. It's just now we can't use it, so unfortunate. Regardless, we're ending with 87 damage shields, 217 rage. Not a hard fight for us. I mean, Temperance whole deal is just sapping us and lowering our attack, but if you have good attack scaling, it doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't really change your game plan, which is why I think it's generally the easiest option. Do I want blank pages? I shouldn't take it. I'm not going to. It's cute, but there's a number of ways it can mess me up, especially if we hit like Thornlord Wildenton, who will then generate 6 stings for us thanks to the double summon. I just don't really want 6 stings in my deck. Okay. So, you, and this is why ages upon ages ago, I could have avoided the Ember Drain. Okay, we're still going to play these out. But anyways, this is why ages upon ages ago we put Intrinsic on that. The concern is that you are going to be taking some damage shields off Primordium, so we're not generating that many to start. But on the other hand, it doesn't matter because we're just going to be void binding our way to the future. It's a shame that we never got Fern's Tap turn 1, because then we could be getting even more multi-strike passed over, but it doesn't matter. It's not important. Especially because we're going to hit the trample in a moment as well. Unless we already played it. Did we already give you trample? We did. Alright. And then we have a bunch of attacks. We got trample. We got a bunch of damage shields. We're just stacking rage. We got a lot going for us, is the point. Okay, we'll just get rid of their spikes. Because why not? And I guess we'll hit that. Doesn't really matter. We should have enough damage shields regardless, but it's still nice to not have to worry about it. And then for a little while, we can use the Ember Caches to still play things out. If I really wanted to, I suppose I could have staggered them so that we could maybe play the Ritual Battle more times, but it doesn't matter. I'm reasonably convinced it doesn't fucking matter. I probably should have hit that on the guy with armor down here, but it doesn't matter. We have enough damage output and enough defense that we'll be okay. Ta-da! Horned Warrior wins the game. Horned Warrior is a good unit. Like, it was kind of bland until it got its update, but having natural multi-strike is really nice. And it makes for a good unit for Primordium to feast onto. Not as good as, like, an Animus of Will, but it's still good. And since we were doing Superfood, I was reasonably confident we'd be able to keep it safe even if we gave it the Fragile, which meant we could give it even more multi-strike. And then we happened to get Quick and Trample, and it was just a lot. It was a lot of good things for us. So yeah, let's add it to the board and pick our next thing. There we go. So that was Superfood. And I know it's not straight, and I'm just going to not think about it too hard, otherwise it'll hurt me. Anyways. So we've done one of each clan, not one of each champion yet, though. And we are 1/6 of the way through so far. What are we playing next? So far, we haven't had any major problems. We haven't lost any runs yet. Though we still have some of the more awkward ones to go. Also, I've spent a lot of time playing this game. I tend to win more than I lose. No surprise there. Alright, so what do we play tonight? We've played Remnant and we've played Umbra, and I think that's it, right? At least as far as primary clan. I kind of want to do Echo, right? I think we'll do Echo, right? And then probably Tethys afterwards, or maybe Queen. So if we're doing Echo, right, who do we want to pair it with? There's a lot of good options. Stygian's always a good pair for Wormkin. Awoken's a good pair for Wormkin, but that's because Awoken's a good pair for everybody. Umbra's an okay pair for Echo, right? Because there are some good consume cards in Umbra. Hellhorn's pretty good. I mean, like, Wormkin's good with everyone, really. I think let's do Stygian. We haven't played any Stygian tonight. I don't know that that's the strongest option for us, but we'll do it. Yeah, best boy, Echo right. And we're going to take Stygian. And which terrible choice do we want? I think we'll take the Frozen Lance, partly because the Foregone Powers can't be given the +20 in Consume upgrade, whereas the Frozen Lance can. And that is actually meaningfully important with Echo right, since you oftentimes want a lot of Consume cards. I do hate Titan's Gratitude. Proclamation's okay, but not my favorite starter card. And Soul Crushing Guilt is good, but less good when it's not infused, and I didn't really want it as a starter card. Okay, it's an awkward start, but fine. I don't like wing clippings. We're taking Mind Horde. Marsh-Lord or Shellsmith? Now that's a good question. I kind of wanted to do Shellsmith because it is one that most people tend to pass over. Although honestly, if I were doing Shellsmith, I'd probably want a different clan combo to truly show it off. Is that true? There's probably ways to use it here to good effect. I'm just trying to think of what we'd be pairing these things with. just do Martial Lord. It's not the most exciting Martial Lord pick. We'll just go Shellsmith. It might suffer. Honestly, it is not the best starting deck for Shellsmith because we have no consume cards to start. We're still just going to do it. We're going to take the unit draft. We may suffer some damage, but I really want unit options. Because it really makes a big difference. Unfortunately, we're not going to get the Collector because we didn't get an Echo Break this turn. Per the challenge, does it have to be rank 3 down a path? Yes, it is. Fully down a path, no multi-classing. It is beating Divinity with every pure champion path. Well, this is disappointing. We're going to do this. Also, maybe should have just played a Train Steward up top floor, but here we are. Okay, you can just die to that. Yeah, unfortunately, we're not in great shape. We're definitely going to take a lot of damage on this battle. Because we effectively don't get to use our champion's ability, unfortunately. And if I can't kill that guy, we're going to be losing health very quickly. Yeah, unsurprisingly. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Do we even survive this? So we'd be going down to 119. I think we just die, honestly. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just let it die, honestly. That was a terrible showing, but I was trying to force Shellsmith, and it was not a great time to take shards and take Shellsmith. We'll try that again. This is a much better start for things, especially if we win Shellsmith. And of course, now it's not there. Okay, we'll go with Repeater, I think. Let's save Martial Lord for another time. Hell Pact. What X cards are available to us? There's Stygian Spike, which is bad. It's not the worst. There are ways to make it decent. And then there's Wormkin Spike, which is good, though a little awkward. Kind of cute since we're in Repeater. But still probably not worth considering. Whereas Guild Marker is just good, and there's a lot of things we're going to want to upgrade, yada yada yada. I think we just take Guild Marker, even though I do kind of want to take, Hell Pact. Okay, well, here we are. Let's try not to die this time by being bad. I do hate fighting these guys, but we can at least do that. And Repeater's nice in that it has a higher base attack. It'd be nice if we could hit consume cards right off the bat, though. It's not a lot of armor, but we get it back. So I'm willing to do it. Fine. I'm willing to do that so we can kill everything. The problem is that the shelters are then going to cycle back into the deck. We at least are able to just kill you. And then we'll see what we draw here. Yeah, that's about what I expected. Not amazing, especially because he has trample, so he immediately hits Echo Right. But that's fine. We survived this. Anything higher than 20 HP is a reasonably decent start. We don't want the Bounding Echoes. I mean, it's sort of nice, but it's just a little too awkward for us. It would be really nice to have these be infused, but I don't think I want it. We'll just take the Echo Transfer and be content. We'll skip the Helical. We'll take First of Kin. Now just give me a Bogworm Cocoon, and we'll be happy. I mean, it would be a little awkward, but... we're definitely going to go here. There are some good Stygian banners for us to pick up, like just getting any of the sweepers, the Cold Kylia or the Silophyte would be really powerful for us. But also, powering up our spells is probably more important right now. I mean, I could go here. I don't think I want to go to the Merchant of Steel yet. Yeah, we're going to go here. Spell Chain. Okay. Well, if we had taken that Bounding Echoes, we could have done the Remove Consume on it, but I don't think we cared anyways. It's not exactly what I was hoping to find. Yeah, I don't think we want the Kin Host Vessel, and we're not taking another First of Kin. And so Spell Chain is what was in the shop. Unfortunately, we don't want to give these Consume if we're doing Repeater. I think we're content with just minus costing this, which is not perfect. I do wish they were infused, but that's fine. We're definitely going to hold over this, although it's a little awkward with what we're doing. We've got plenty of time to make it work better. And we're just going to Spell Chain the Broken Memories. It's a little unnecessary because we've already got Repeater, but if we're doing edge strategies, being able to get back even more guaranteed consume cards every turn is really nice. We're going to take some damage here. It's fine-ish. We might actually be better than I think. The big problem is just that we don't have enough hits to deal with everything. And because they've got armor, we're not able to knock through everything. So you've got 40. You'll be able to kill that on your own. I guess we'll just buff you and play that out. We need better charge generation. I also would absolutely adore it if we... what am I even trying to say? I honestly don't know what I was going to say. Yeah, I got no idea. That's fine. Give me that sweet, sweet armor. I guess we'll do that, and then we're not going to use that. And then, unfortunately, we're not going to kill everything here. So you're going to be able to we'll kill you. We're just going to take damage from you. It's not the end of the world. But so be it. Okay. Well, I thought we might take more damage than this just because we don't have that many attacks to be using. Also, I did this in the wrong order, but we're still going to do this because it was valuable to me to get more armor on Echo Ray just so there's no chance of dying here. Not that it really matters. We're in great shape regardless. I just wanted to make sure that the spikes weren't going to mess us up, but First of Kin has good high base stats. Echo Ray just murders him, especially because we've been buffing his attack all this while. We don't need another Shelter. We don't need the Bogfly. We don't need another Echo Transfer. Don't need the Crypt Builder. Like, Siren's good, it's just not what I need, necessarily. We are not taking Kinho's Carapace. The problem is I probably should have gone for that Stygian banner before. We've still got time for it, and there's a couple options that are reasonably good for us. Okay, we're gonna skip on this. And we are going to go here, even though... Also, I remember what I wanted. I wanted fucking Bog Slime. Bog Slime would be perfect. Turns out Bog Slime is always good. And there's a Keeper of Echoes. No, it's not what I want. We're going to be a little picky, and we're going to keep things as is. We are not going to do Spike Driver Colony. They're a cool unit, but they're a little awkward. And the big problem is that they're not banner units, and they don't have, like, intrinsic or anything. So, if they're your main situation, you have to wait too long to be able to use them. We are going to do this, even though it's questionable. The problem is I need better charge generation so I can make better use of the shelters. And if the shelters themselves were infused, that would really help. But I passed on the Bounding Echoes, thinking it wouldn't matter, and turns out maybe it does matter. Maybe, in fact, it does matter. There are a lot of things we could get that would help, though. Yeah, it should work, because then that brings it up to 3, and then we're able to kill it. Oh, I forgot that I had... Oh, fuck. I didn't mean to do that there. Well, I don't think it's gonna matter. But I accidentally scrolled down at the time I was doing it. I didn't know this until this month, that Kinho's Carapace maxed out at 6 pips, slots, whatever you call them. Before that, I thought just enlarges endlessly. Yeah, no, it has a max to it, just for how the game works. Usually, it is functionally not important. It's essentially the same. But, yeah, it technically has a max. Well, we missed out on some armor, and we missed out on a little bit of power for the Kinhos, because I accidentally used a shelter on the wrong floor. But, ultimately, it's fine. Let's use that there. And then let's just keep making our dudes stronger. Yeah, we take a little bit of damage, and unfortunately we can't really afford to be taking damage. Well, this is not that exciting because it's only 2 armor. We need ways to have... Yeah, then all this stuff happens. I probably shouldn't be doing this, but here we are. Anyways, we need more attacks. We basically want either Bogfly Chrysalis or we want the... I guess we're doing this because we kind of need to. God, I need better charge generation. It angers me how bad our charge generation is. Anyways, yeah, we need more hits. We want either one of the sweepers or we want Bogfly Chrysalis. Those would do a lot of work for us. Since we have great damage output already, we just don't have anything else. I mean, our defense is... We have the bones of a good defensive deck. We just aren't quite there yet because we need better charge generation so that the shelters can actually protect us. Okay, but... do I want the accelerated incubation? I'll take it. It's a little weird for us. Yeah, but now we have the Silophyte, and I'm probably just going to stick with Silophyte. We'll definitely take draw. Okay. Well, under this new paradigm, we definitely don't need that accelerated incubation that I took. And in fact, I do not want it. I do want to remove a lot of things, but I'm pretty confident we're just going to go to the right. It would be nice to remove some things, but I think it's better to just get a baseline power on our Silophyte. We could large stone it, honestly. We're definitely doing a repeater 2. We are fusing you into you. I could -2 the helical. I think we just want to remove them though because I need things that are infused and the helicals are not. They're not terrible for us, but that is a big concern. I think we're going to skip on that. We're going to go for some level of greed. There's the multi-strike. I would kind of like quick. I suppose the quick maybe doesn't matter as much. We're going to get rid of that, even though I just picked it up. Okay, we're gonna get removals here. Okay. I'm just debating if I want to do another removal right now. And I think the answer is yes. Again, offensively, we've got a lot. We've got a lot going for us. Defensively, significantly less than we desire. At least we now don't have to worry so much about having the right number of hits because we have sweep, which solves all manner of problems for us. I don't want to have to do this, but I do want the gold very badly, so here we are. And then at least because of the first of kin infusion, we do have a good chunk of extra power. But we're still not in great shape because of this. Oof, that's bad, man. In fact, we might want to swap Echo Ray to the front if we have to redo this. Oh, well, here we are. Yeah, We only have one shelter this time, which I think is not enough. Yeah, it's not. Alright, that's not gonna work. Let's try this again. This is why I wanted the quick. It would also be nice if I had enough capacity. Oops, and I did that in the wrong way. It'd also be nice if I had enough capacity for a train steward there, because then the shelter would be giving armor to another unit, which is really helpful. But yeah, here we are. I could also just not try to kill this turn, which would be helpful. I am still gonna do it for now, though. Also could have done the large stone like I'd considered. I think we're going to do it this way so we can get back both of the broken memories. And I think we're going to... I think we're not going to play out the Echo Transfer so that we don't draw it again next turn. Because, like, damage is not our big problem here. Building up charges and making use of the shelters is our big concern. Yeah, this should be enough. Excuse me. I will do this now. Because we're at the final waves of these. Unfortunately, it's the boss who's... Oh, no, it's not the boss who scales up. This is fine. It's better than the other boss. Okay. It's still not perfect, but we haven't lost any of the armor on the Silo fight, so even if Echo Right goes down, we've still got a lot of armor, and we've got a little bit of time to build up some strength. And again, our damage output is reasonably good. It's just everything else that's a problem. But we're doing 300 damage minimum a turn, and that's pretty good. Yep. We're fine. Doesn't matter what we get back. I'm just doing it. Again, none of this actually matters. We don't need to do them. Okay. A little awkward, but our deck is getting better. It is more of a struggle than it should be, but we got time. We don't need another Broken Memories. The Forgotten Trade we don't need. And we're not taking Power of Knowledge. Frenzied Swarm is quite good. And the Preserve is interesting. But we're going to skip it. I do still wish that I had taken the Bounding Echoes. I didn't want it clogging up my consume pile, but turns out it would have been really helpful. Okay, we're going here. Right. Hold over. I could hold over one of the stupid little frozen lances. I really don't want that. What I wanted is God, what is that card called? The one that creates charges that can't be consumed, like permanent charges. That's what I wanted. Okay, well, let's make it a little easier. Let us get rid of... I think we're going to start with the stewards. Gonna take more golds. Alright. Let's get rid of one more thing. And it'll just be a steward. Alright. We'll see. God, can we afford spikes? I don't know that we can. It's a lot of spikes. I think we have to skip it, as much as I really want the artifact, because there are several that would be really incredible for us. It's very painful for us to deal with. Oh, and let's do this in slightly better order. It'd also be nice if the shelters were double stacked, but I didn't have an option to do that yet. I wanted to play out the train steward, but I wanted to do the other things more. Okay. God, I really wish I had ways to move my units around so I could change who's taking the hits. But I don't. At least as long as we kill some of the, like, high damage units, we can sort of get around these problems. I don't know that we need to play the Echo transfers. I think we're actually just not going to do it. It's more valuable for us that we're able to build up charges to get more armor. I was hoping we'd be able to just kill this guy right off the bat. Unfortunately, that was not an option. Oh, and his fucking self-made harpy. Oh, well. Okay. You're only doing 36 damage a turn. So that's something. Alright, we only need a little bit of extra. Oh, we didn't get the shelters back at all this turn. Ugh. Well, that's very unhelpful. So first off, getting the extra 5, how close does that get us? Not incredibly close. So the extra 15, how many times are you actually getting to attack either of you? I think you're getting many more attacks. Oh, that's still not there. Yeah, if he had gotten one more attack off, it would have looked a lot better. Either way, let's retry this. We can definitely win this battle. It's just close. Unfortunately, not having quick is bad, and just I'm not generating enough charges as is to make this strategy work well. Either way, I'll be back in a moment. I need to get some more water before we keep going, so I will grab that, and then we'll... Alright, I'm back. Let's somehow not die to self-made heartbeat. I don't think it matters playing you in front. So let's start with that. That alone, if we did everything the same, I think would win it for us. Oh, I did this in the wrong order. That's fine. We just have not made the best deck we could yet, unfortunately. Yeah, I guess we're going to do that. I would like to get the stewards out of the way, but... and I'm still not convinced I need to be playing out my Echo Transfers every turn, but... Unfortunately, it does 1 damage there. Well, here we are. Alright, let's see what we can do. If we were able to kill off more of these stupid minions, it would help a lot. Unfortunately, I'm not able to. Give me back my shelters, my very precious shelters. Doesn't matter which one we get back with the broken memories, because we're going to get them both back anyways. Fuck. Not getting rid of that guy is a problem, because we didn't get the second Echo Break this time, because... reasons, which are actually really bad for us. Then we lose Echo Right altogether. And then I think we just die to the Harpy. I guess we can play you out, which sort of mitigates this problem. And we'll just get back both the shelters, and I guess we'll do this, and we'll just build up a little bit of armor and see what we can do. Yeah, there we go. Everything's okay. Reports to the contrary were vastly exaggerated. Alright. We're not quite there yet, but we beat Harpy at least. Now, I kind of want the Soul Siphon. I don't think we actually want the Soul Siphon, though. Do we want the Soul Siphon? I don't think we need it. It's cute at the beginning. But that's it. We're definitely skipping on those. Not the sort of things I wanted. Okay, I think we're going to the Merchant of Magic, so we can continue minus costing some things, and also because if I hit double stack, I'd probably be willing to put that on the shelter. I do kind of want to go here for the free removal. It would help quite a bit. Also, there's a couple trinkets that would really help us. Nonetheless, I think we're going here. Yeah, we'll just commit to that. Because there's a lot of trinkets that we could see that would be worthless for us. Light stone casing. Yeah, we'll take that. I don't need more holdover. As much as it's nice most of the time, it's not actually what I need now. God, and remove consume is also not what I wanted. Well, that's unfortunate, now isn't it? And Ripion's Scourge fell, which is actually pretty annoying. Well, let's get rid of another steward and then cry. I was really hoping after we saw Lightstone Casing, like I would have taken double stack on the shelter, but if we'd gone double stack and then could also zero cost it again, that would have been really nice. Let's hear that. Let's cry. Maybe I did want to set up bottom floor. I don't actually want to play other Broken Memories right now because it just clogs my deck a little bit. God, fucking Scourge cards. There's so many of them because I'm not killing any of the enemies. God, this is not a good fight for us, but we'll see what we can do. Ugh, God, there's so many of them. At least the enemies, mostly individually, don't have that much attack power. Also, technically, we're stacking spell weakness on to Fel. It doesn't matter. I don't have spells that deal any reasonable amount of damage. Okay, unfortunately, we're taking some damage from you. We can afford that, though. We've got plenty of HP. Unfortunately, it's 2 hits because you end up at 2 HP. I should have done that differently. I think I could have done slightly more damage on him, but... And then these things cycle back around because I didn't get rid of them the first time, which sucks. Well, so be it. But I need to get the Silo Fight powered up so it kills things, which we're doing an okay job of. I think we're in reasonable shape to win this without too much problems, even if it looks a bit suboptimal. But like, we're not taking a ton of damage every turn. We have taken a fair bit of fire damage, but we can afford that. As long as we're powering up, we'll be okay. Yeah, not quite. There we go. Doesn't matter. Alright. It's not clean, but we got there. Only took a little bit of damage. It was only like 30. 43, I guess. Either way, it's fine. Do we want Deep Offering? Great question. And I'm reasonably confident the answer is no. Yeah, we're not going to take it. It is cool, but we're not taking it. And we'll take the draw because we badly want the draw. We're going to go here. I need Merchants of Magic more, kind of, but if I can find Quick here, then that's huge for us. Also, just taking, like, a large stone is also acceptable. Unfortunately, the large stone is first. I mean, that's fine. It's not what I wanted, but it's not a bad option. Okay, spell chain is an option. I don't need the multi-strike. But I don't think we're going to route to another Merchant of Steel after this, so we'll take it. Now, do I just want to spell chain this? And the answer is a solid maybe. Probably. Yeah. Yeah. It's not great. But that's what we got. I just need better defense, and then we'll be fine. Fuck. Also, I did pass on that Frenzied Swarm earlier, because I was like, oh, the chance that we get holdover again is unlikely. Turns out it was very likely, because we were offered it, like, twice after that. God, can I afford this? And with the fucking Pyre Wings? We're gonna do it. It might be the death of us, but I really want that 400 gold. Like, I really want it. Oops. Yeah, I did really want to generate another charge, but here we are. I'm not gonna do the broken memories, even though it means that we have nothing that we can get back with Repeater, unfortunately, but so be it. 1, 2, and 3, and then armor, and yet more armor. And then we easily kill him. Unfortunately, we do get Ember Drained, but hey, these things happen. Nope, not gonna fuck around with the broken memories right now. Just generate charges for me, please. That's all I've ever wanted in my heart of hearts. Unfortunately, we get the Ember Drain here, and it's right before these guys attack, which is not great, but luckily we're still able to kill one of them. Although maybe I was better off generating more armor. I don't think so. But it didn't occur to me that that was an option. Luckily we're only up against this guy, which is a pretty meaningless concern, all things considered. And if we did hit the broken memories, we could still get the shelters back one more time. And so we shall. God, normally Repeater is a very powerful pathway, and man, are we not showing that to be the case. I'll still do this, even though I should have done that in a different order, maybe. There we go. And then we just beat him to death. To death, I tell you. God, this felt like a struggle for what's normally, like I said, normally a very powerful pathway. We're not taking the Soul Crushing Guilt. I mean, basically we've just turned our Repeater into a budget Shellsmith, which is not ideal. Do I want the unnamed tome? Kind of, honestly. I don't think I'm gonna take it, though. Okay. We're going here, I think. Pretty confident we are. It would be nice to look for quick. We're just gonna do this, though, and commit to our life of misery. Doesn't help me. Sort of helps me. I guess I'll take Sigiled Seaweed. It's not my favorite, but it has uses. No. Maybe. Stop giving me remove consume. I don't need it. Okay. Well then. Vaguely tempted to get rid of one of the Echo transfers, but I don't think we need to. What we are going to do, I think, is this. Yeah. And we'll minus cost to you. We will consider that Echo Seedling. It's either that or we get rid of this other Echo Break. Okay, we're just gonna do that. It would be nice to get the Echo Break, but because of our lack of charge generation, there's a good chance that it would not generate us a lot of extra armor. So we're not going to worry about it, and we're just going to cry some. I think we're good enough to put you up front now. And then you're just gonna make armor for us. Except I don't actually have enough Ember to play out the Broken Memories, and for some reason I thought I did. Well, fine. Should I have done it that way? No, but it is what I did. Because I apparently can't math correctly. That's fine. Or it was from the Ember Drain. Yeah, it should have been fine. Alright, doesn't matter. Here we go. We are taking a lot of damage, but we have enough armor for the time being. Unfortunately, if we lose the silo fight, we're fucked. But we're working on it. We're working on it. Okay. We're only taking 55 damage this turn. And then we'll have back all of our shelters again. Unfortunately, we can't target these guys. That would be really nice if we could. That would have been the benefit of holding on to the Echo Breaks, but I thought it was more useful to not have to shoot our own units occasionally, but maybe I was wrong. I'm not going to play the Echo Transfer, because it cuts into our charges, and honestly, I need all the defense I can get right now, and I don't really need the offense so much. Oh no, we get sapped. I care ever so much about this great predicament. Come on. There we go, just barely surviving. I mean, we've got a couple turns before Relentless. We're still above our base health, technically. Alright. Well, we're not dead yet. It just is a bit of a pain that I really would enjoy more echo breaks. There's a lot of things I would enjoy. Also, I probably should have put echo right in front. I didn't think it was going to matter necessarily. Turns out I really should have, because echo right has tons of armor. Just not our friendly neighborhood Stylophyte. Turns out one of these matters way more than the other. Okay. Yeah, unsurprisingly, that's a trivial amount. Also, I wish I hadn't made this stupid extra broken memories, because it's not been helpful for us. Yeah, that's not enough. It's close. Yeah, we just needed to have swapped them, and I think we'd be fine. Because we made it to Relentless with this, and so if this were the Stylophyte, then, you know, the math would have worked out slightly differently in a couple ways, but overall, you know, we'd be in way better shape. Anyways, that was very close for losing the Stylophyte right at the beginning of Relentless, basically. Alright, turns out we probably just need to not be putting the Stylophyte in front, as we've already learned our lesson multiple times. Also, I probably should have done a variety of other things. Also, this time we didn't accidentally create an extra... whatever that thing is called that I'm blanking on the name of. Broken Memories. All I could think was Boundless, and that was definitely not the correct name. But it's helpful to not have an extra one of those taking up a draw slot when our draws are actually fairly nice. I don't even know if we need to be using the Echo Transfers. We get a good chunk of extra damage just by existing. And defense is really the major importance here. And any turn where we draw the Echo Break is pretty huge for us, because then we can kill one of these horrible little monsters. Still, for the time being, we're into this. Not dead yet. Just very close to it. God, what a difference it would make if we had Bog Slime. Or Carving Koriska. But Bog Slime in particular. It would be truly glorious. because then each of these would actually be generating charges for us, and so we'd be ending up at much higher, more desirable charges than what we are living our horrible life at. Regardless, we're getting damage in on Seraph, and especially because I am actually using the Echo Transfer every turn now, we are getting a good chunk of extra damage onto Seraph. Also, we play basically the same cards every turn. I mean, that tends to happen a lot with Monster Train, and not even just Monster Train. There are a lot of deck builders where that tends to occur as you get late into a run, but that's fine. Much of this game is about crafting your deck and then letting its power unfold. Okay, we should have this no problem. Our Silophyte is much stronger than before, and it's behind Echorite, so even if Echorite dies, we're still in great shape. And just not having that extra Bounding Echo, or Broken Memory, excuse me, that we were unable to play, messing with our draw order, means that we've been much better at generating charges and just everything. It's just gone much more smoothly. Yeah, and then already we've got this, no problem. We even kill him. Although we don't totally need to do that, but it does save us some extra armor. And then just for kicks, we do that. And then our 427 times 3 Silophyte takes her vengeance. Her great unknowable vengeance. Unfortunately, Echorite still dies because we don't quite kill it in time, but it's not a big deal. We got there. Turns out, just always play Echorite in front. Now, we'll see how this goes. If we just gotten quick on the Silophyte, our life would have been so much easier. But hey, here we are. And maybe we shouldn't have done the Echo Transfer yet, because it's really important that we hit max charges so we're generating as much armor as we can. Luckily, at least, we've got a couple turns before anything matters. Unfortunately, we had to forego the Broken Memories, but on turn 2, it wouldn't matter anyways, because we didn't have the energy to play out the Broken Memories, so I guess it doesn't matter. Yes, it is making them all stronger. That is not ideal, but the amount of power we get from it dwarfs the amount of extra damage we take. And at least Divinity shows the kindness to stand in position for the Silophyte to hit it every turn, which is a nicety. Thank God for Spell Chain, at least. Well, still a lot of damage, though. Oh god, that's just a lot of damage. Alright. Unfortunately, Echorite's attack gets wasted because it always just hits the front enemy and then the Silophyte actually just sweeps everything. But it's still important to us. It is what it has to be. just use the Broken Memories to get back a 3rd card every turn, which is nice. And then the power of the Silo Fight is continuing to stack up as we are slowly beating Divinity to death. How much longer can it withstand our might? There we go, just barely surviving as we are doing exactly enough armor to block all their attacks. And Divinity's getting pretty low. So even if Echo Ray dies, we should still have enough momentum to carry us through. Which is good, because we are at that point where Echo Ray is about to die. And thus, we're just going to get back both the shelters, even though ultimately I don't think it matters, because Divinity's only going to have 300 HP left. I think you just use 1 transfer now. I thought about it, but ultimately I just wanted enough momentum that we would kill Divinity. Because we still had a bunch of armor on the Silo Fight, and so I just wanted us to just kill Divinity. And we got there. It's fine. It was a bad deck. It was not the best showing for Repeater. Had I actually thought we were doing Repeater, I probably would have done a different clan combo, but that's fine. We got there. Everything works. Ugh, it was a mess, though. But we got there. Oof. It was just bad. Like I said, it basically ended up being budget Shellsmith, which is not particularly what I wanted. That's fine. Yeah, cool. And that was Repeater. There we go. That said, anybody got any preference on what we do for the next run? Actually, I should be doing this way. Okay. Something quick because you're close to that time. I mean, I've still got an hour. I've got plenty of time. Spike Ascension, because she's clearly the worst champion. I mean, she's not the worst champion. And Bristling is perfectly reasonable. She's kind of a bland champion, but she's less bland than Penumbra. And I'd prefer to do the champions that we haven't done any path on yet. Because I don't want to just max out a single champion and then leave things to go. Or leave some champions untouched. So, that really just means, do we want to do Queen, Wildentend, Tethys, Penumbra, or Fade? Royalty Queen? Alright. You guys just want to knock out all the worst ones right off the bat. I kind of wanted to save some of those for later, but we'll do Royalty Queen. Everyone's fine and favorite friend, and I don't even have to think about the clan combo we're doing, because we are definitely doing Umbra. And I guess we'll do... Do I want Plinks? The problem with the Shade Splitters is space is already a premium. And so I think we will do the Plinks, because it might help ping off some things, since we don't have the torches in this combo. I think Royalty can be a lot of fun if you can make it work. It's okay. The problem is that if I want it to be a major part of our deck, that basically means I need to find Trample for it, and that means I have to play Umbra. Okay. I guess we'll take the Vapor Funnel. It's either that, or I do a lot of ascending to the Pyre Room and dazing them shenanigans. But either way, we're taking Royalty. I should have checked first if Royalty was here. Turned out it was. It worked out in that regard. And to be fair, it doesn't technically have to be only Trample. I could also do Multi-Strike. But again, that basically means either finding Furnace Tap or getting One Horn Tome. Which I admittedly also forget exists all the time, because you typically don't use it as much as you use like Furnace Tap, and it's a rare card, and even when you do see it, it's oftentimes unwieldy. Okay, give me them sweet, beautiful morsels. And then let's kill you rather than playing you up with the queen. Yep, I know that we're kind of wasting you for this, but that's fine. I would have done Hellhorn Remnants so you could really make use of that row so you bring back imps. Yeah, I mean, that's the dream, but if I want it to be a major part of the deck, like, this is basically what I have to do. So, that's what we're doing. And there's still plenty of ways to, in clan, you know, repeatedly play imps and all that. Like, there's lots of ways to make all that part work. Oh, I actually meant to do the damage shield, but I, for some reason, forgot that I wasn't going to have capacity for that. Either way, we should be fine. Also, interesting that we start with the battering ram. If I'm offered -2, I'll put it on the battering ram. It's not the best plan, but it is a plan I'm willing to consider. Yeah, Hidden Passage, while normally great, is not great here. We don't really total Neither Ritual Battle. Fortify is okay. I mean, I kind of want to take the Hidden Passage because we can split up enemy waves with it a little bit, but that's not really going to solve our problems. We've already got the 2 Fortifies, and if we hit a Welder Helper, it'd be nice. Hidden Passage can still be used to break up bad enemy lanes. Yeah, it can. It's just... it's not enough for what we need. In early game, we'll still be able to manage, I think. I'll take a Fortify. I will skip on these. Okay. Well, those are not workable. I would have considered a Steelworker or a Rail Beater, but they were not offered. I don't think we want Spell Chain Fortify. It's sort of doable, but it's pretty underwhelming. I will get rid of a Plink, though. Yeah, I'm willing to get rid of one more right now, and I guess we just hold on. So if you had Morsel Master, would the duped morsels count towards royalty? No, Rally does not count morsels. Triggers when we play a non-morsel unit card to this floor. Which is a shame. Otherwise, that would be another reason to use Umbra for this. I mean, it's overall balance-wise, it's good that Rally doesn't trigger on morsels for a lot of reasons. But yeah, it would be kind of nice for specifically what we're trying to do right now. We're gonna take some damage here, but unless we draw the Plinks and they solve all of our problems. But well, speaking of. Oh, I didn't actually want... Okay, I'm sorry. That was slightly not how I meant to do this. Okay, so we're gonna do this. And then we play that. And then we play that. And then we play that. And then... I could have done that better, but that's fine. Yeah, I would have rather have played that. Oh well. Fine. Yeah, I just meant to do it slightly differently. I just wanted to make sure that the Queen's Impling wasn't surviving and all that jazz. And I didn't want it to be eating the morsels. I guess I'm going to do this. I need to make her stronger. And I can Antumbra Assault my own things if necessary. Well, that's underwhelming for sure. Well, we're taking a little bit of damage because this guy explodes on the pyre. It's not that big a deal. Unfortunately, if there were any other enemy, he would have been dazed by the Vapor Funnel, but so be it. I'm willing to do those to just buff up our things. Endless Welder Helper that you can Antumbra Assault each turn. I mean, that would be nice, but we need to actually be offered a Welder Helper for that to matter. And we don't have a whole lot of time for that to line up. But I would take a Welder Helper were it offered right now. There's the Fledgling Imp, which we'll still take. Actually, I meant to take the Molting Imp. Fuck. I just totally forgot that that was what I... Anyways, whatever. Mistakes were made. Molting Imp would have been by far better for us. Do we want the Prismal Dust? Kind of. Yeah, I just totally spaced. It was what I meant to do. We'll take the Prismal Dust, especially because we're up against Patient, but we've got problems. Part because we can't give Quick to Queen unless we happen to get the event that gives us Wildwood Tome. Easy mistake because Fledgling is typically a snap pick. Yeah, I mean that's exactly what happened. It's just I'm so used to snap picking on Fledgling Imp. It's still not bad for us. It's just that Molting Imp legitimately would have been a way better pickup for us right now. I don't really want to go to the left, but I don't know what I would dupe to the right. If I'd gotten -2 on a Battering Ram, I'd consider it. I really just wanted to like see a Welder Helper, but we don't have Welder Helper now. I could dupe the Fledgling Imp, which I'm considering. In fact, we're going to be doing, or we'll see what this is. Oh, we're just going to purge a card. And it's going to be another Plink. Like, they're doing some work for us right now, but we do want the Imps for the time being. Yada, yada, yada. We'll dupe this. I was also thinking about duping the Prismal Dust, but that's fine. Do I want the money? Conceptually, I do. But keeping our shards low, I think is actually more important right now. Alright, damage on death is... it's fine. It's better than double explosion. We're going to save that imp for later, because it's actually sort of valuable for us. Oh, I thought that would trigger. I forgot that that doesn't count for this. Well, fine. I always feel bad when I don't take the dog, so I make myself feel better by leaving him a steward. Yeah, I mean, I would love it if it were reasonably useful to take Bone Dog, but it just... It's not helpful enough. It just doesn't matter. Okay, we're not going to take any damage, though, because you're going to get Vapor Funneled, which is... Well, we took 1 damage from the damage on death, but could have been worse, is ultimately the point that we were trying to make here. I should have done this first. Well, turns out, didn't matter, because we only got 1 morsel out of it. Alright, then we take a little bit more damage. That's whatever. We expected to bleed out for a while until we can finally stabilize, so no real surprise there. The chances I see that Prismal Dust again are low, but we'll still do it. When I first got to the Ascension, where you start with less than full Pyre health, I was obsessed with anything that healed the Pyre, and would always take the dog and perma if I could. Yeah, I don't do that. What am I drawing? Okay. We'll do this now. We'll just do that. I mean, I'm just used to the idea of just, you know, health as a resource. We don't necessarily need that much HP to win it. I'll do this because it's like a damage shield. There we go. Yeah, as long as you have, you know, a tiny bit of HP, it's fine. And it just means that you have to play with less mistakes, but you can still afford to lose plenty of HP. There's plenty of healing across the run. Okay. I mean, it's wrong to turn down the Transcend Imp. Though, I'll tell you right now, what I'm trying to avoid is I don't want to fuse in a Queen's Impling to it. Because that would win us the game. Sort of. Also assuming that we can hit Endless on it. But I don't... Like, the whole point of this is that Queen needs to be a star player. And if we just win with Machine Gun Queen, or Transcend Imp, excuse me. If we win with Machine Gun Imp, then that's not really gonna be what we want to do. You have to find the Ember Imp for Transcend Imp to work. That's not entirely true. Especially because I could also just take extra Ember here if I really needed more Ember. I mean, we're gonna take the Transcend Imp, I'm pretty confident. It's just... we're not gonna do the Queen's Impling, even though that is the easiest path to our victory. And I could take the Horned Warrior... I should take the Horned Warrior. I'll take the Horned Warrior. And then I'm gonna take Capacity for now. I need the draw, but I'm gonna take Capacity. We're gonna go here. You're going to give me Endless or not. Okay. Fine. And you are going to go onto the Transcend Imp. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. The problem is I still need, like, some way for Queen to be meaningfully contributing to this deck. We will get rid of the planks. I do want to get rid of the stewards as well. I almost started reaching for the plank that already had the purge on it, but I remembered in time. Alright. Here we are. God, this is actually a terrible plan, but I kind of want it. I think we're going to skip it. We're going to have enough trouble killing things as is, and I don't have great defense to keep something alive with the spikes. Namely with, like, the Horned Warrior, because he'll just die, and I technically can give him damage shields and a little bit of armor, but it's just not a lot. Okay. Yeah, so I can get rid of you and we'll still be fine because the Horned Warrior is just doing so much for us. So we'll do this, we'll do that. Okay. Go ahead and kill you. Let you murder that. And I guess we'll do the damage shield one. We're not maximizing Queen's damage scaling, but she's getting some. I might have to do this. Yeah, I'm gonna take... Well... That's not true. I can actually let these guys get to the top floor. Because there's a vapor funnel. I still get the Scourge card, which is annoying, but I'm willing to do it. And actually, I'm able to kill him without getting the Scourge card now. Anyways, I didn't think we were going to get enough extra damage to do that, but it worked, I guess. Alright, we get a Scourge card. Unfortunately, we get more Scourge cards from those jerks as well. Yeah, we're not in good shape. Yeah, that's about what I expected. Because I probably spent too much time on the Scourges and not enough time on the winning. I mean, we just don't have a good deck, is really what it comes down to. Partly because, you know, I'm trying to do things that are not the best things they could be. Alright, we'll try like this. So at least we don't have as many Scourge cards to deal with this way, which is actually really helpful. We also have less Ember Drain, kind of. Alright. Yeah, I guess we'll do that now. It's not, like, incredibly powerful, but it still gets some extra power on us, and we're not really going to have a chance to play it again later. I'm willing to play you now, because we're just going to sink our energy into the Prismal Dust on this turn, probably. I mean, that's all we need. I think the Battering Ram also might have been able to do it. Doesn't matter. Unfortunately, our Horned Warrior dies to the spikes, but that's fine. Queen's able to take the win. Impish Scholar, you say? I will take you as a backup. Here's a Void Binding, which is cute. Best queen path ever. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that. I don't think we can take the Void Binding, kind of. Maybe. God, in the ideal world, we just get fucking trample, and then everything gets way better for us. I'm gonna skip it. I was trying to consider what life would be like if we did take, like, Furnace Tab. And Void Binding is kind of helpful in that instance, but still awkward. You have Endless. I don't really generate armor. Could have used Void Binding on an imp up front against this multi-target, multi-strike enemies. Yeah, I could, but I don't really want to do that. If only we were generating armor, then I could use the battering rams as a pseudo multi-strike situation. I'm still tempted to set it up, so that's an option, but the chances that we get a bunch of armor are actually pretty low. Nonetheless, we're gonna do it. It would have been better on the Prismal Dust, so be it. This is our life now. I don't really want to rely on the Horned Imp. I don't know why I re-rolled. I didn't need to re-roll. I mean, the multi-strike would have been cute, but I'm just gonna do some things. Alright. I have problems. Spell Shield is totally fine. It does mean that Battering Ram is now useless, but for the most part, doesn't terribly affect me. Oh, he does get Rage. Well, so be it. And yes, I know this sort of sabotages me and that I can't play the Transcend Imp, and maybe that is an untenable option. But we'll see. Oh, you have Sweep, don't you? What a jerk. Okay. Well, there's the Transcend Imp. Oh, and I forgot that I get that back. Well, that's cute. Go forth, my beautiful fledgling Transcend Imp. You great and powerful creature. Once again, this is the reason that it would have been much better to put the -2 on the Prismal Dust. Admittedly, I didn't think about this at the time, but that would have been the better plan. See, now if you had an Ember Imp, you could get tons of shields each turn. Like, don't get me wrong, I would be plenty happy to have a Pyre Chomper. It's just not absolutely required for this. But yeah, it would be great. Ultimately, though, still doesn't solve my problem. My problem being that I need a number of hits. Well, sort of. Having the Horned Warrior solves things, but this doesn't feel like a Royalty Queen deck. This feels like a Transcend Imp deck. Could do the Imp in a box. Again, that really just makes us feel like a Transcend Imp deck, though. And I honestly kind of want to take the Battering Ram or the March of Shields. I know that the Imp in a Box is the better choice. March of Shields is also okay. I'm gonna take March of Shields, and we're gonna do some shenanigans type things. Engine upgrade is interesting. I don't think we're taking it, but it's kind of cute. If maybe I could have made it work. Either way, we're doing this, maybe. God, they really just want me to do Transcendent things. Whatever, fine. I'm still trying to avoid it. We've got options. Okay, we're gonna do this. We are going to minus cost the battering ram, maybe? You start by minus costing that, I guess. Sure. I'm willing to do that, kind of. Well, it has problems, nonetheless. And then we're minus costing this. And I don't have money to get rid of anything else. Anyways. Yeah. I'm making not the best deck we could. I'm well aware of that. And unfortunately, it's fucking Scourgefell. No one likes Scourgefell. You are the worst. And yes, I would love to have gotten a Pyre Chomper or other things by now. God, can I afford to set up bottom floor? I don't have to, but we are going to suffer kind of no matter what we do. I don't think we're going to lose any other floor, but we would take a lot of damage from Scourge cards and stuff, and this way we don't take as much. Oh, I forgot that we have Ashes now. Interesting to consider. Yeah, I mean, we got plenty of health to burn, though. But, yeah, it really just comes down to, can we buff up to kill, like, these guys right now? And the answer is, yeah, kind of. So we can do that. Unfortunately, we still get the weight of contrition up top, but then they get vapor funneled and die. And unfortunately, we don't have quite the damage output to kill you, because we haven't gotten the Transcendent yet, among other problems. Yep, that's not great. Well, we're still taking fire damage, but this is expected. And there's not much we can do about that, because Fell's a jerk. Oh, I forgot that I wanted to be able to play this out. Well, fine. I mean, it is useful to be body blocking a bit better. Yeah, the Scourges are really fucking with us, but that's fine, we're gonna win. And then we'll just beat them to death, because our damage output is quite good. since we have Ashes and Resonant Shard. And there's the Furnace Tap. The problem is we need the Transcendent to cost less. I'm still taking it, but we can't really use it in the way that we need to. Also, I kind of meant to take everything. Well, it's fine. The draw works, sort of. We'll see what we can do. If we just happen to hit Forever Flame, what a world that would be. To that end, we probably just want to go here and maybe we'll see what we get from the artifact. Nope. I don't know that we're going to make use of that, but we'll take it as an option. Alright, this is gonna look weird, but we're gonna do it. I think. The problem is, like, we can probably win this run, even if I'm making a bad deck. What we can't do is make me feel like Queen was the true major player, since basically what we're doing is we're just making a Transcendent deck. Which makes me hesitant to count this for the challenge. Like, it's fine, I guess, maybe, but... I suppose I could have done the Impish Scholar onto this Fledgling Imp. I forgot that we had a second one. But that's fine. I did what I did for reasons. But every Queen path is basically a Transcendent deck. That's not true. It doesn't have to be. I can envision other decks that would have been glorious and bold and wonderful. We just didn't get them. They all start as something else, but the imps are just too powerful, too plentiful. I mean, that is definitely true. Ugh. Imps are quite good. And thus, we punch them into oblivion. Like, she is building up an okay amount of damage on her own. It's just doesn't really matter. Have we really not used any Queen's Implings yet? Apparently we haven't. Well, I would have done this earlier had I thought about it. But I just assumed we had. But anyways, we're doing that. We could have just done one more damage shield, which would have been nice too. But I kind of wanted her to be able to... Or the Transcendent to be able to shoot things. So... Oh, that's bad. Yeah, the fucking Wiltwings. I mean, we might still be able to win this. We're alive for now. Unfortunately, those guys are going to shred our damage shields very quickly, which is a problem. But it doesn't matter because we attack for, 3,000 damage on a single turn. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, we gain so much because we have double summon triggers and because we have a trigger on the Transcendent itself. And so every time we play the Transcendent, it does one more stack of that than the last time. So, well, two more in this case. But so we get increasing power gains every turn, since we're generating more and more and more rage every turn. And we have Resonant Shard and all that. Yeah. Wasn't that an interesting idea? We'll take that. Oh, except I forgot that there was a reason I didn't want to do that. Well, fine. The problem with Ember Cache is that it still doesn't totally let me do what I wanted. Because then we'll be getting back the... Whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't know what horrible deck I want to make here. I mean, we can win no matter what we're doing, basically. The problem is that if we're trying to use anything other than the Prismal Dust, like, we are only getting 2 cards back a turn with the Transcendent. And since the Excavated Embers that the Ember Cache generates are consume cards, we're not able to reliably get back the things that we'd want if we were trying to do that. Whatever. I'm just not going to entertain these ideas. I've done bad things, and I should not have done them. Also, we're going to do terrible people type things, and we're going to dupe the battering ram, even though it's not really helpful for us. And I know I'm going off the rails, and we're just kind of making insane choices. So be it. So be it. I actually might get rid of the Ember Cache that I just got. Or get rid of the Fern's Tap. I don't think we want to do that, though. I don't know. Everything's a problem. Whatever. We'll just get rid of that. I know I just drafted it, but I didn't think about it well enough. I have issues. Yeah. This is a winnable deck, especially if we had just put Quick on the Horned Warrior way back when. Also would have been very powerful for us, regardless. Unfortunately, we get Ember drained, and we haven't killed the Transcendent yet, but fine. Damage shields are very good against Patient. Oh, and now you're not dying. Well, fine. At least we get rid of the Ember Drain. So be it. Yeah, it's not gonna help, really. Yeah, whatever. We'll just play out the Imp and let it die.
Trying to get fancy, but there's not much we can do. I kind of wish that I had made a bunch more zero-cost battering rams. That's the deck that I wanted to build, but we didn't have the armored generation for it. If we just hit a welder helper, I would have done very different things in life, but we didn't. And here we are. It's fine. Or if we had some way, some alternate energy source so that we could do the Ember Drain. I would also love just be stacking power on the Queen and not worry about the Horned Warrior, but that's not an option. Go forth and generate even more damage for us. Well, our defense is pretty decent now. I guess we'll do that. And here we go. I was hoping we would find Trample for Queen. I was too. But, unfortunately, we never did. Oh, I should have played you out first. Doesn't matter. Yeah, unfortunately we didn't. I wanted to just give her Multi-Strike or Trample, or both. And so then we could actually make use of her powerful scaling, but, no, we weren't allowed to do that. Not really. I also wish our battering rams could be put to real use. They do real damage, but they're not the star of the show by any means. It's fine. Still overall a fun deck, even if I'm complaining all the time. And again, had we built optimally, there were way stronger things we could have done. Like, we had a lot of options for some cool stuff. And even this, we have a ton of powerful things. We got Ashes, we got Resonant Shard, we got Railhammer. Like, we have a lot of good things going for us. I understand the complaint. I, too, was hoping it would be a Queen-only deck. I mean, yeah, that's ideally the point of doing this, so that's what I was hoping for. Queen's still taking a good chunk of damage, but we at least sweep everything. Or not quite everything, but he'll just die to the Vapor Funnel, which I kind of routinely forget we have, because it hasn't mattered yet. Oh, just barely surviving that. Well, we're doing what we can. We haven't died yet. And the Transcend Imp largely keeps us healthy. Fortunately, I can't use the Furnace Tap, really. But hey, we're not dead yet. And we do generate a fair bit of armor. My poor battering rams. I did really consider putting them on 0 cost instead of Permafrost. And I think that would have made me feel happier with them overall. Also, I really should have just done -2 on the Prismal Dust. That would have been the correct option. Especially if we were just getting back to Prismal Dust every turn with the Fledgling Imp and... Oh god, you almost die. Yeah, points. We could have done a lot better defense. At least the Vapor Funnel is keeping us safe from all the things that are leaking. Unfortunately, we aren't stacking up as much armor, so I couldn't just battering ram him into oblivion. Doesn't matter, we still just kill everything. Ow. Well... Thought about doing the Furnace Tap, but we're not killing him this turn regardless. If we had Trample, we could get there, but not quite. Well, I wanted to take no damage there, but that's fine. And we'd already taken some damage in the fight anyways, but we got there. We could have made a much better deck. It wasn't really the Queen-focused deck that I wanted. I'm not sure I want to count it for the challenge because it would basically just Transcend Imp and the Horned Warrior win the day, and Queen sits there pumping out some damage. And not the true Queen was the star of the show deck that we wanted. So, I don't know. I'll probably keep it off the board and we'll do a better attempt later. It had a cool things. Wasn't really offered any of the things needed for her. Yeah, like, again, we had a lot of, like, nice combo pieces, but we didn't quite line them up. Like, yeah, there's a lot of things that would have been nice. Like, if we'd gone to Welder Helper early, we could have built more into just buffing Queen, and, like, we could have... Well, ideally, we would have been offered Trample. That's what we really wanted for Queen. But we also could have built for battering rams, and then we could have potentially used like 3 battering rams a turn to kill things, and then let Queen's one powerful attack like still like be a meaningful offering, and let her just like solo bosses. That deck I would have been happy with, but we didn't have the armor buildup that we needed early enough to like build into that. So, anyways, here we are. It was like you had all the pieces, but no key to unlock them. Yeah, we're missing a couple important things to actually be able to do any of the decks that I wanted to do there. But it's fine. It was still a fun deck, even if I was kind of complaining about it the whole time. It's just that it was not what I wanted for this challenge, even if it was a deck that won and was still fun enough. But, yeah, we'll leave that off the board. We'll redo that one at some point. But anyways, we still made good progress today. That said, we're not going to take her off the board. But to review the board, what are we looking at? So we still have we got 1 for each clan. Still need to do a couple more so we can do 1 for each champion. A long way to go, but we made good progress over the last couple days. That said, that's gonna be it for the night because it's late and I need to always attempt to get some sleep for once. There we go. And that's it for me for the week. I'll be gone for the weekend like normal. We'll be back on Monday. We'll keep doing this. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Everyone seems to be having fun. I certainly am enjoying doing it. So yeah. That's the plan. We'll play more of this on Monday and slowly work our way through the different pathways. Until then, have a good night, everyone. Have a good weekend. See you on Monday.